Good morning, everybody. I hope everybody is doing well today. It is supposed to be, hey Barb, another warm day here for us. It's gonna be almost 70. I had to turn my air conditioning back on. It's like this place is crazy. You know, we were 30s the beginning of the week, 70s, and then next week we'll go back to more normal, which is about 50 or 60. But I'm not gonna complain. It is kind of cloudy and we have showers every once in a while, but the sun peeks through in between. So I wish it was more sunny, but that's okay. I have been a busy bee. Hey, Linda. I have finished all my Christmas shopping. I finished up last night. Hey, Tina. Good morning to you too. I hadn't done Michaela and Josh, and I finally heard from her, talked to her yesterday. She had to call me. It was my birthday, so she had to call me. And I said, I need your Christmas list and Josh's. So she sent me hers and Josh's. I ordered them and had them shipped to him, so I'm done. I'm going to the UPS store after my Facebook Live to mail out Jake's things, and I'm done. And I can relax and enjoy the rest of the holiday. That doesn't mean I won't do some other local shopping, but the things that have to get out of here are already done. I had the girls done way back in November, and when Jess and I met one time to swap off the kids, I gave her theirs, already wrapped, ready to go. All she had to do is put them in her room and hide them. And then when I went back up, I took their advent calendars and finished those up and left them. So they've been having a good time with those. I hope everybody's doing well and that you can enjoy the nice weather and can relax a little bit because your shopping is done. Well, Tina, I've been used to mailing things to California, so I had to get that done. But I didn't plan on the girls because usually I take theirs with me and go up. Well, I'm not going up for Christmas this year. So I had to have it all done. So I got it done. Hey, Betty Ann. Tina, it was just like any other day in paradise. You know, it's like, I played, I had dinner with Barb and Doug last night. You know, we ordered dinner from the Pavilion. They do a Tuesday night, Friday night dinner takeout. We ordered that and we sit and watch TV for a little while and that was it. So, but yeah, it's nothing spectacular. Once you reach my age, it's like, okay, it's just another day, but who cares, you know? It's over with. I survived another year and looking forward to the next one. I love it when my shopping is done early because then I don't have to stress about it. Last year was not as good. I didn't mail things out as early as I should have. So this year I wanted to get it done early. Yeah, Linda, I love it when they give me lists. I just go to this site, order it, ship it to them, and then it's done. And if I can mark that it's a gift, fine. If I get the option to wrap it, fine. If not, I'm not going to worry about it, you know, at this point. They don't seem to care, you know. I asked them way back in September, what do you want for Christmas? And not until it gets close do I get their list. So it's like, okay, whatever you get, you get. So, but that's okay. It's kind of anticlimactic now. When the kids were little, it was fun, but now that they're grown, Josh and Michaela are in California, so unless I talk to them, I don't see them very often, especially now. And with Jessica, her girls their dad gets them Christmas Eve, brings them back. She has them Christmas morning, and then he gets them Christmas afternoon. So they're hardly there. And last year I went home, and I was going to just come back the day after Christmas, and that's what I had planned. Well, Jess announces that they were leaving Christmas night to go stay at his sister's. Good morning, Carol, because they were flying out to go to Mexico the next day. So here I was Christmas night by myself, and I went, I should have stayed home. So I just kind of changed plans this year and says, oh, thanks, Carol. I appreciate that. I just figure I'm just going to stay home, and then I know I can do what I want to do. All right, enough rambling. Let's get started with this. And I hope you have your favorite beverage so that you're ready to go. I'm going to take one more drink and we'll get started. I always make sure I put it out of the way because I've had it where I've knocked things over. All right, give me a minute to switch this around. I am playing with some new software. It's not Zoom, but supposedly you can use it like Zoom and do your Facebook Lives, and it's still a Facebook Live. So I want to try it out. If I get it straight, I want to try it out Monday. And if it works, that's what I'll be using. And you'll be able to see me, and then I can switch to my hands, and we won't do this flipping. So I'm playing with it. We'll see. Okay. There's our clean and simple card for today. And for this card, now, this is what I have used. You can use your own supplies. I needed an image that was kind of tall, but not wide. So I went looking at Butterfly Wishes, and I used this one. All right. Then I needed a sentiment, and I didn't need a birthday card. None of these really appealed to me. So I went looking at the Lovely You, and they had the Just Because. I love Just Because cards. They're just my thing. I can use them for anything. So that's where this came from. So I'm going to get started. All the supplies will be listed, and I didn't put in the measurements, so I will do a post with the measurements. Totally forgot that. Maybe I can edit the post once it goes live and tell you. So the first card we're going to do is just a piece of Very Vanilla. It's 8.5 by 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. Now I'm going to fold it in the middle. And I have to tell you, my Night of Navy seemed really light, so I inked it up last night. And I've been storing it upside down, so I hope it works and it's not too blobby. We'll find out. So I'm using the Night of Navy ink, and I pulled out that image, and I'm going to stamp it right down over on the left-hand side of the card. See, that's much better. See the difference? It definitely needed re-inking. All right. And then I need my sentiment. All right. And now this is a quick card, or for somebody, you know, for somebody who doesn't have a lot of time, or even for somebody who doesn't have a lot of supplies. So when I did that, I went, well, it needs something. So I pulled out my gold gems, glitter gems. I love these things. This is my second package of these. And as you can see, I have used up almost all of those. So I'm going to put just that gold gem right there. So there I have my clean and simple card. If you want to step it up, the flower set is from Butterfly Wishes. It's that branch right there. It's overlooked so much, and there's so much you can do with it. It's got the butterflies in it. This one fits the punch. I was going to use that, but I couldn't get it in there, so I may have to use I just noticed that there's a flower and a leaf. I never noticed the leaf before. I may have to use that one and do some things with it. All right, so there's the clean and simple card. Thank you. I love it. But I wanted to show you how, if you have more supplies, you can step it up. So what I did was I added some DSP, and I pulled out the Boho Indigo refill kit. Now, I do not have the kit. I didn't buy the kit because I loved the paper, but I didn't like the stamp set. So I bought the refill kit, which had the paper in it. It also had the cutouts and some other things in it. Oh, the little tiny flowers. And I pulled that out. And I thought, I'm going to use the blue since this was in blue. And this is basically where I got my color scheme from, was this paper, because this paper is navy and vanilla. So I found a pattern in there that I wanted to use. And now I'm going to show you how to make that the stepped up version. For this one, your vanilla needs to be 4 by 5 1/4. You're going to take that image, you're going to ink it up, and you're going to stamp it down here on the side. Okay, like so. All right, then I'm going to take my sentiment. Make sure when you stamp it the right way, or you'll be flipping it over or modifying it some way. And I'm going to stamp my sentiment down in the corner, just like I did on the other one. So to step this one up, I took a piece of that paper, and it's 1 3/4 by 2 3/4. No, 2 7/8, I think. Nope, it's 3/4. 1 3/4 by 2 3/4. All right. And I didn't want to flag it. I wanted a banner shape. So I went looking around and I went, oh, like, what can I use? What can I use? Well, lo and behold, you can use your tailored tag punch to make that bottom. So I stuck it in like so, and it kind of hits a stopper in there, but if it doesn't, I watched the top and I had it, I'm checking my sides, make sure it's even side to side. I didn't go above, there's a bend there where it goes, so I just left it at that and punched it. So there's a use, and see, it cuts off just a little tiny bit. There's a use for your banner, your tailored tag punch. So then I can add this onto my card base, and I get that flag. If you want the banner, you can do that if you don't have that, or, I mean, you can just freehand it if you want. I can do the freehanding on the flag end, but I cannot do it real well on a banner end. All right, so there's that. Then I took, and I wanted something to kind of bring some interest to this area. So I took a scrap, and it's like 3/8 of an inch by, like, what is it, 3 inches? Yeah, 3/8 of an inch by 3 inches. Oh, thanks, Carol. It's very pretty. There's lots of different patterns in there. This is a retired mini banner punch. I use this thing all the time. So if you have this, use this to flag the ends of your smaller pieces. I think you can go up to like 5/8 of an inch in here, and I'm just centering it, and you just kind of watch it. I kind of check the top and bottom, and I cut off a tiny piece, and I have my end. And now I'm going to add this to my card base, or I should say my card panel, and I just kind of left a little bit of space over to the side and added that. Well, I just kind of interviewed it on my card base, and it was like, it needs something. Since I had used gold and I was using vanilla, I pulled in the gold metallic edge ribbon, which is actually vanilla, and I decided to add some of that. So I'm going to take my sticky tape, a double-sided tape, and I use Stampin' Up's Terran tape. It's very sticky and strong, but you can use any double-sided tape you have so that you can sandwich your ribbon in between, because you don't want your ribbon to come off. All right. So I just added this at the top. And now when I go to add my bow, I decided I wanted it on the same side as my banner to really kind of draw some attention to that banner also. All right, don't forget to add another piece on top so that you sandwich that card or that ribbon so it doesn't come off your card base. So, all right, my card base is Knight of Navy, and it's 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. I'm going to remove the backing on my tear tape over top so that I get a good, it adheres well right there where that is. I'm going to add some more glue to the back. All right. And I'm going to add this. The vanilla piece is actually 3 3/4 by 5. I wanted more of a blue border around it, so I did make it smaller than the 4 by 5 1/4. All right, time for my bow. All right, so I'm going to make my bow, put it in my hand, hold with the tail down south, take the piece that's still attached to your spool, bring it around, and then I catch it under with my thumb and forefinger still. All right, I then switch fingers and hold it, and then I push this piece through that hole. I'm doing it slow. Through that hole, grab it and pull it. And that's how I make my bows. So I know a lot of people struggle with bows. Just take your, take a spool of thread and sit and practice tying bows over and over in front of the TV. And you can just take and just make a bow and untie it. You don't have to save it for anything. So then after I've got my bow made, I always check both sides. See how this side is not very pretty? That's the back. And sometimes, depending on how I tie it, the back looks better than the front. So that's why I always check it to see. And then I'm going to put a glue dot to the left of the knot and one to the right of the knot. And the reason being is it grabs this paper or this ribbon and the knot, and it won't pull out. I have learned through the years that that's the best way to do it. And if this piece doesn't lay the way you want, just put a glue dot up underneath there. And now we need to add our bling, because I gotta have my bling. And I have to tell you, this one is my favorite card out of the 3. Sometimes I like the wow card, and sometimes I like the stepped up card. There's our stepped up card. But to get a wow card, I'm going to add layers. And I'll tell you why this one is my favorite. This is what I came up with. I think this would be better if it was narrower. So I'm going to try cutting the, stamping it and then cutting the sides down and see if that makes a difference. But that's the wow card that we're going to do. So I started with a piece that's 2 by 3 7/8. But like I said, I think I'm going to cut this down. So I'm going to take and I'm going to stamp this. And I'm not going to worry about if it's centered. In fact, I'm going to kind of keep it over to the left-hand side, like so. And let's see if I cut this down. Oh, I don't know why I'm putting that away. While I got it out, I then took a small piece of vanilla, and this is like 3/4 by 2 inches, and I'm going to stamp my sentiment on there. Now, if you're not real good about stamping it centered. Stamp it and then cut it down, you know. Easy to do rather than the way I do it. All right, but let's cut this down and see if I like it better. This is just too dominating, so that's reason why. I guess I could have stamped on this and then embossed it, but I've embossed it already because I wanted it ready for you. All right, let's cut this down some and see if that makes a difference. All right, the height doesn't bother me as much as I can cut it down a little bit. And I'm using my trimmer. Now this is the old one from Stampin' Up. And I'm kind of lining up the top or the edge. There's a line that goes up and down here. It's the plastic that sticks up, and I'm using that as my guide. Now this ended up being 1 3/4. So this one was, let's see, I cut a little bit off. Let's see, I think I cut off not quite 1/4 of an inch. So I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna go down to about 2. Let's try 2 inches. So I'm doing some doctoring to see if I like it better. I can go narrower, so let me try it again. I'm just going to go down 1/16 of an inch. I don't want to go too far because then it won't work. Yeah, that's better. And then this is there, so let's try that and see if that works. Nope, a little bit more. So, I mean, you know, I got a piece stuck in there. I'll have to get it later. All right, I think I got it now. So I cut that down. I love this image, Carol. It's so sweet. I've tried different things. I've tried coloring it and coloring the flower a different color. But I'll tell you, stamping it in the solid color is my favorite. All right, now that we've got that done, and you'll see the difference. With using the panel a little smaller, and see if it looks better. I think it probably will. There we go. All right, so there's my paper, and I don't think no, that's not on there straight, but maybe I didn't cut my paper straight. All right, I took that 3 3/4 by 5 inch piece, and I ran it through. I wanted some more texture, so I ran it through the subtle embossing folder, and I got this. So I'm going to add that to my, I'm going to pull those pieces over here so I don't lose them, through my, add that to my card base, which is again Night of Navy, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. Now this is embossed, so when I emboss things, I use my double-sided tape to add it to my card base. Let's see, this way. I can never know which way is the right way because once I do these, I take them out of my embossing folder, and then it's like, well, darn, which way did I have it in there? Because with Stampin' Up, they put their logo on the front. Thank you, Barb. Thank you. They put their logo on the front, and that, when you take it out or open it up, that's the top. So I can still do this and then just add a piece. I almost did it. I'm so glad you reminded me. I would have been tearing it apart. All right. So, all right, I'm going to move that out of the way. I'm going to take my piece of DSP and my punch, And this is the same size as the other one. And I'm going to center it. And again, see where that paper hits at the top? Right about that line. And if it's even all the way across, you know you got it perfect. All right? So this has to go on with sticky tape also, because this is embossed. And when you emboss something, you have mountains and valleys and flats, and it will stick to the mountains, but it may not. The glue goes down into the flats and it doesn't get enough surface area to adhere. So I always do it with double-sided tape. That way I know I can use, it's not going to come apart on me. All right, and now it's stuck to me. All right, so I'm going to flip this over, and I'm going to put this up in the corner like so. And then I have to do my other little strip, and I'm going to do it the same way. And I'm centering it. I usually don't always keep my punches. This one I did, and I'm so glad I did, because I use it to flag my papers all the time. Now, because this is paper and it's flat, I can use glue, excuse me, on this to stick it down, and it will stay. All right, and I'm gonna add that on there like so. Now I'm going to add my ribbon, which would have been a mess if I had forgotten. All right, so I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to fold it back and then fold it to the side. This will remind me of it to show you a way to get your panels on straight also. I've been meaning to show you that. All right, and I keep forgetting when I go to do it. All right, so I'm going to put that on there. And then to make sure it stays stuck down, I'm going to put another piece of tear tape over the top, like so. All right, and I'm going to take those backs off all the way. Okay, like so. Now, if you're not good about getting your panel on straight and you struggle with it, here's a way to do it. Take your tear tape. If you have glue, it kind of gives you some wiggle room. Stuck to my finger. And pull up just one side of it and fold it back, so you have like tabs sticking out. Then you can take, and this corner you can use and stick it down on your card and get it where you want, because it doesn't have anything sticking it to stick down to. The tape is over your corners. Once you get it straight, hold it in place, push down your other pieces, and then very carefully pull out your strips. And remember, you're going opposite. You're going towards the long end. And that's how you can put your panels on straight and not have to stick it down and go, it's crooked, and then you got to go unheat it and things like that. So there we go. All right, this see, this one looks much better. You see more of this area here. So smaller is better. All right, I'm going to add that to my card base with some dimensionals. I'm going to cut a bunch of them because I'm going to need quite a few. I forgot to do that before we started. All right. And this one is stuck to me. All right. And the back stuck to it. Oh my goodness. That's when you need the non-stick scissors. Got it. All right, so that one I'm going to put there. This one doesn't have anything on either side either, so I'll stick it down. Then I'm going to go through and add, my backs are coming off like crazy. Don't know why. Doesn't matter. All right, I'm going to add my dimensionals. Thanks, Barb. I know a lot of people struggle with getting it on there straight, so that's a way. All right, then I'm going to add some in the middle just to make sure that that panel doesn't collapse in the mail. Now I got to take all my backs off, so I'm going to use my pokey tool. And sometimes they come lift up and flick off, and I just take them off myself, but this way I save my fingernails some. Nope, that one doesn't have one. All right. There we go. I've got all my backs off because those other ones didn't have backs on them. All right. So now I'm going to put this on there, and I'm going to leave a little tiny border on the side and the bottom. So I've got that. Now, because I've stamped my image, I can go ahead and add this to a piece of navy blue. I tried this, stamping it on there. It was lost. Oh, hey, Tina, I'm glad I inspired you. Well, there's a couple of different ideas. I've used it a couple of times. So I decided to add a blue layer behind it. This end, because it's going to be overlapping that one, I'm going to put a glue dot on so that when I put it down, it sticks. And then I'm going to take and I'm going to add dimensionals to the rest of it. Well, that one just does not want to go away from me. Take my backs off. All right. And then I'm just going to I'm watching where I take the edge of this and I butt it up against the edge of that so that I have, oops, I want it a little higher. You just have to be careful. Don't push down because the glue dot's there. All right, so we've got that. We need our bow to finish it off. Yeah, I loved the navy blue paper, and I was thinking when I first saw it, because we didn't have the catalog, we were just looking at it online, I was thinking it was a package of paper, and when I saw it was a kit, man, I wasn't happy. But then I saw it had the refill. So I ordered the refill. So I got everything but the stamp set. And I wasn't thrilled with the stamp set anyway, so it didn't bother me. Okay, I'm going to interview my sides. This one is better. Going to add a glue dot on each side of the bow. Okay. Add my bow up at the top. And then to finish it off, I need my little tiny, and these are the little ones, and I found that one looked the best. Glimmer dot to the center, and there's the wow card. And I have to tell you, I like this one better than this one. This is too dominating. This one is not. Yes, that paper is gorgeous. So let me pull in my samples here. This was not the one I did today. I want the ones that I did today because I went from clean and simple to stepped up to wow. I do like this one better. Still, I think it's just simpler. But some people like a lot of layers and things with it. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this one. Gives you some inspiration. Pull out, if you've got the paper for this, pull out your stamp sets. Find what you have that you can use with it. I think this stamp set is great. Oh, thanks, Linda. You're so nice. And like I said, I love this paper, so don't overlook the kit. There's lots that you can do with it. Let's see. I don't think this one is in my class, but here's another one. That's one of the papers, and I used the punch. I matched the punch to the flower. So look at your paper, see what you have, and here's the Just Because again. So lots of ways to use this paper and get some ideas. All right, let me turn this around. I'm gonna play this afternoon and make some videos, and I got a lot of posting to do, so it'll be a quiet day. So it's probably a good thing that it's raining for me. All right, get my tea and get a drink. I appreciate all your comments and everything. It helps me out when you comment and like and share, because it puts my videos in front of other people. And if you're looking for new customers like I am, since I'm moving online, it's just so much easier if I can get my name out there. So when you guys like and share my page, it puts my, the Facebook algorithm goes higher and my stuff gets shown more. So thanks, I appreciate it. Thanks, Linda, I appreciate that. So that's it. Monday, like I said, I'm hoping in the group to try out that new software and see. I know what I'm going to do, so I have a chance to do some playing with it. So I hope you guys show up and in the group and can help me out and see if I can't get this figured out, because I'd really like to start using it where I don't have to flip that phone. And supposedly you don't have to. Have a great weekend, Carol. You are quite welcome. So anyway, there we go. I'm going to go finish my tea, and then I'm going to the UPS store. So I'm hoping the line's not too long. I also got to go to the liquor store. I made vanilla in the Instapot yesterday, and I want to make some more. I made 2 jars, and I'm sending one to Michaela. I'm going to give one to Jess, and I want a jar for myself. I want to try it. So cross your fingers it works. I didn't taste it because I don't know what vanilla is supposed to taste like, and I don't know if I want to taste full-strength vanilla, but we'll find out. And if it works, it'll be great. I can make vanilla whenever I want it, because that stuff's expensive. Okay, guys, have a great weekend. See you on Monday in the group. Bye.